Good morning. Let's try to do this. Let me take you to the space in between. It's the space beyond the intellect. It's the space between you and the brain and the body. It's the space that every individual is yearning for to be. Often it's not seen like this because the intellect, the brain, wants to tell you that you are yearning for something else. For example, a relationship or a job, or become financially stable. But underneath all that 3D desires, where what there's nothing wrong with, but these 3D desires are a consequence and a promise of happening when you live in the space of in between. Living in the in between means living with the intelligence of everything that is. So, not the intellect, but the intelligence. What is the intelligence? What is an atom? We just don't fucking know. So, if we don't know, how can the intellect become in such a space that you can see the difference between the intellect and the intelligence? First, we have to go to the intelligence. What is the intelligence? You can call it God, you can call it universe, you can call it life, you can call it whatever the fuck you want. First, we have to establish if it is there. Do you believe, does your brain believe that there is something bigger, deeper, presence in life? Is there something beyond the human system? Is there something that created the human system? I think from whatever point of view you're looking, atheist, spiritualist, Christianity, Hinduism, Buddhism, or your teachings are from the Quran, religion. What we all have simultaneously is the knowledge of that there is something more so if we establish that our human, our individual human, believes this or knows this at some point, how you create space between your intellect and the intelligence is by trusting it is there, trusting there is something else. What do I mean by this? Because the experience of intelligence is also within the human experience. So you are not seeking it outside of yourself, you're seeking it within yourself. You're seeking the space within yourself. It is an atom. Let's say you are an atom, only one. How much of that atom contains space? Well, we don't know, but it's a lot. We don't know nothing. Yeah, we have neutrons and there's also space there. And we can see deeper and deeper, but the only thing that happens is that we find more space. You can be inside that space. Within your human system. So if you trust that there is God, you can trust that God is in you. Now we call space God. How can you find the space? And this is a golden rule. The space that you seek inside yourself is underneath every fucking thing that is going on in your intellect. So you don't have to seek for a particular thought or a particular emotion. You can just look to whatever it is that is happening in this moment within your human being. This is a practice. This is what makes a devotee a devotee. The realization that the space of nothingness is so much bigger than the space of the intellect. That you have no choice left but to be there. To come there, there is one thing very important. You need to want it. You need to want it as you have never wanted something before. You had the relationship, you had the new job, you had the house, you had the family, you had the money, you had the health. The whole complete picture is complete, and you still seek. It's still not good enough. You still need more. It's because you are not seeking that 3D shit that is a consequence of being. When you are God and you trust God, you trust that space is here. The quickest way to find the space within your human is to trust the human itself. To trust it so completely, her or him or it, whatever you want. To trust the system so completely that you can release control for just a little fucking bit. Because here, control is an illusion. There's no such thing. But we want to transform it in the 3D world, right? So some humans feel comfortable with the idea that there is control, but it is projected on things that you don't want to be in control of, because those are trivial things. You want to trust that the human system, how she is built now, is the perfect tool to step into the space that she is carrying within. Okay. This is a practice. Consciousness is called the space. What is consciousness? Consciousness is the amount of awareness you have over and within the human system. This is a practice. Every moment, every fucking moment in your life, you can again step into trust. If you have brain loops going on that are very conditioned, and you still believe them, then now is the time to question all the thoughts. Go deep within every thought, even when it makes you fucking miserable. Go there. It's there anyways. If you want, you will find space there. I personally wouldn't do it like that because it's not necessary. How to grow the practice of trust. It is how to grow the practice of joy. It is how to grow the practice of happiness. It is how to grow the practice of depression. It's a repeated thought that at some point took the body, because it's one system. The brain releases chemicals. The body starts to feel it. It becomes your reality. And unconsciously, you create an identity that is your being that creates the reality around you. We started the soil for growing a fruit tree. That is you. And the fruit tree is already here. But to step into that space is, for a lot of individuals, too big of a step. So we take tiny steps. And remember, you must want it as you never wanted anything else in your fucking life. So if you now say, but Lincy, I want a relationship more than any fucking thing in my life. How does that feel? To be inside of that relationship. And let me tell you, the relationship you want is with yourself. The consequence of that is the relationship you have with the other. So what practice do you have to get to know the self? How much energy, intention, intensity, attention you put into it? This is for you to answer. How worthy do you think you are to become the one that you are? Huh? What is your practice? Dare to look at your human. Dare to love her in whatever state she is in, and the space will open up for you. You practice and practice, you practice, you practice, and you fucking practice until you fucking die. This becomes the door of enlightenment. After that, we play. We were never before in a world that was so connected. And we were never in a world before that felt so disconnected at the same time. Interesting, huh? There were never before this amount of people that awakened. What is awakening? Awakening is the stepping into the space that I just spoke about and recognizing the space between you and the human system. So suddenly you are the one that is looking. You were always dead, but you were looking the other way. I trust you. You are made to do this. Your human system is specifically made to walk consciously on this planet. You have to trust it. You have to believe that it is so. You have to want it more than ever. And you have to find yourself, aka your human, worthy of this experience of loving yourself in whatever state she is in every moment, because love is the doorway. Love the anger, love the sadness, love the depression, love the pain. It's a practice. Why change something when the something is already dead that you seek? I love you. I know you can do it. This one could do it. I know I'm special. I know you are too. We are all so fucking special that specialness is not a thing anymore. Please give me some feedback if you like. Ask me questions if you want. There's a whole blog with tools. How to move to unity with the brain. Potty training the brain into unity. Find it on the blog. Find everything you need on the blog. If you need more, work with me. It's time. It's my time. It's your time. Let's go beyond enlightenment. And now we play. Ciao.